وأتم التسليم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما بك ومعرفة يا رب العالمين. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل سهلا سهلا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Okay, so we stopped yesterday when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he went to Mina to sit and talk to those 6 people coming from Medina. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he started to talk to them. We said that Abu Bakr was standing and he was holding his clothes, for the shadow, for the sunshine. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he started to talk to those people. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he asked them, "Why did you come here?" So again, they said, and because we said that Abu Bakr, he asked them also, they said that we came here to make an agreement with the people of Mecca, with Quraysh, so they protect us if we fight against other tribes in Medina. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he asked them, "Shall I offer you something better?" Here we need to understand that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whenever he used to go and talk to any tribe, he was not really only spreading Islam to them. He was telling them, he was only asking for a tribe to protect him while he is spreading Islam. That's all. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he used to say, "هل من رجل يحملني فإن قريشا قد منعتني من أن أبلغ كلام ربي." He used to say, "Is there anyone who accept to protect me because my people, they don't allow me to talk about Allah." So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, when he told them, "Shall I tell you something better than this?" Then they said, "Go ahead, tell us what you have." So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, what did he say? He said, "Ana Rasulullah, I am the messenger of Allah." So they said, "So what are you asking for? What are the things that you are asking us to do?" So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he said, "I am asking you to obey or to worship Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, to worship only Allah and don't associate any others with him." See, this is the point. And this is the thing that we need always to understand. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, whenever he talks to anyone at the beginning, he says that you have to kick out from your heart the worshipping or, the respect or the worshipping or whatever of any idol and only worship Allah, the only one. This is the same with all the prophets. If we read the whole Quran, we find that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala tells us in Quran, the whole Quran, all the prophets, whenever they start talking about Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, they start by saying, "Worship Allah, the only one, don't associate any others with him." And we said also that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala in chapter 2, he said, فَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ بِالطَّاغُوتِ وَيُؤْمِنْ بِاللَّهِ, the one who disbelieves in idols and believe in Allah. So this is something we need to understand. Whenever we are talking to any non-Muslim, the first thing before you start to talk to them about Islam, you have to make sure that their heart is empty and clean, and they don't have any strong ideas about other beliefs.
就在第二章呢有讲的，就是说我们要每次要去跟我们现在跟人家谈到讲那个伊斯兰的话呢，我们都是要请他先把他的内心净空，让他心里面没有对其他偶像的一个尊敬或执着。
And here there is something also we need to understand. Some people they say that if like this, then we cannot talk to anyone.
有人会说呢，如果是这样的话呢，那根本就谁都不能跟他讲。
Why? Because today, for example, if I'm talking to one Christian, then if I want to talk to him about Islam, if we want to follow what I say, that, oh, okay, so first we have to make sure that he's not Christian, but he is Christian.
那如果说我们相信呢，要是跟一个基督徒讲的话，那要照我这样刚讲的话呢，那可是他们基督教的话，他们心里面还是会有一些他们的信仰。
Then we say, no, it is not like this. When I am talking to a Christian about Islam, then I need to ask them, why are you Christian?
那当我们要去跟一个基督徒讲伊斯兰的时候，你要先问他说，你为什么信基督？
Of course, he will not say that I'm a Christian to have fun.
他当然不会说因为好玩。
Or because, it is nice religion, we go to the church and then they offer us some food and it is nice environment and so on. Of course he will not say that because of this.
那他也不会说因为教堂有一些吃的、喝的、好玩的。
He will say because this is the truth and I'm worshiping God and I want to be saved here and I want to be saved hereafter and so on.
他一定会讲说，因为这是真理，那我希望在今生和后世都能够得到平安。
Then the second question is, and what if I introduce another religion to you that you may find that it is better than your religion?
那你跟他讲说，那如果帮你介绍另外一个宗教，他可能比你现在的信仰更好的话呢？
So then here, if he says no need, and I don't want to listen, and I don't want you to introduce anyone to me or whatever, then this is one part. Or he says, okay, let me hear what you have, then you start to talk. Okay? So if he said no need, thank you, I'm not interested, then no need to talk to him.
如果他说的不需要，那就不用跟他讲了。
But then if he said, okay, let me hear what you have, then this means that he is ready to change.
那如果说他想要听听看你讲的话的话，那表示说他有准备好要改变。
Then we talk.
那我就可以跟他讲。
So the Prophet Muhammad SAW, he told them that I am asking you to believe in Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, the only God, and don't associate any others with Him.
那先跟我跟他讲说呢，就是我要请你就是信仰唯一的一个神，然后不要去崇拜其他的偶像。
And he didn't wait to hear from them. He started to recite Quran to them.
他也没有听他们回答，他就直接开始念古兰经。
Of course, here there is something we need to understand. That this doesn't mean that today, when I am spreading Islam here in Taiwan, for example, so whenever I see any Christian, then I start to recite Quran to him in Arabic. He doesn't understand what am I saying.
也不是说我们今天在台湾要去跟任何基督教徒讲伊斯兰的话，我们就要念古兰经给他听，因为他根本不懂阿拉伯语。
And then I say that this is the Sunnah. This is what the Prophet Muhammad used to do.
那你说这个是圣经，这是不能这么做的。
We say yes. The Prophet Muhammad used to do this. Talking to who? Talking to Arabs. The best who understand Quran. Those old Arabs, in the ancient time, they were perfect in understanding Arabic and Quran.
那因为圣光的跟他们这样讲，是因为他们那些阿拉伯人，他们阿拉伯语非常好，所以他们可以理解古兰经。
So once the Prophet Muhammad started to recite Quran, they all were sitting and listening.
所以先知穆罕默德一开始念诵古兰经的时候，他们就开始坐下来，就是仔细的听。
And those 6 people actually, they were the leaders. Remember, we said they were the leaders of their tribe, and many of them they were, poets. They used to tell, the poems and so on. So they were very good in Arabic.
那这6个人呢，他们都是6个族的一个领导人，家族领导人，那他们又很会作诗，都是诗人。
So one of them, or one with with those 6, there were some others, other people. So one of them, he was a kid. He was what? A kid. His name was Iyas ibn Mu'ad. A kid. like maybe 10, 12 years old.
他们同时呢有一个小孩子，然后叫伊朗，他大概10到12岁左右。
When he heard Quran, he looked at his people, although he was a kid. He said, Ya Allah, this is very nice. And then he said, what we heard now is not from a human being, for sure it is from God.
他一听到的话就说呀啦，然后就说呢这个非常的美好，这个已经不是人写的。
This is a kid who said so.
那是一个小孩子说这样的话。
But then the people, what did they say? The people with him, what did they say? They looked at him and they said, hey, we didn't come for this. So no need to say those things. We didn't come here for this.
那他的同事呢就说呢，我们不要这样讲，我们来这边的目的不是这个，不要讲这些。
Anyway, then the Prophet Muhammad he kept on talking to them. So they were happy with it, but still they didn't believe.
先知后的不断的跟他们讲，让他们听得很高兴，可是还是不愿意信仰。
They told the Prophet Muhammad they told him that we heard from you and what you said was nice, so we will leave now and we will come back next year.
跟先知穆罕默德说呢，我们听到你讲的话，那听起来不错，但明年我们会再回来。
So we come back next year to see that when we come back next year, we will talk to you and you will talk to us and we will tell you the answer next year. This is big issue and we will not be able to reply right away.
说明年呢，我们再跟你讲话，你再跟我们讲，因为这是一件很重大的事情，所以说我不能马上答复你。
So the Prophet Muhammad he accepted and he agreed and he said, okay, so we'll see you next year.
他先知穆罕默德就接受了，他说那我们明年见。
Now, the Prophet Muhammad he left them and he kept on going. He found other group of people also from Medina.
那先知穆罕默德离开他们之后，他就发现另外一群人也是来自麦地那。
And he started to talk to them.
他也是跟他们讲话。
And also the same thing. And also they said that we will think and we will tell you later.
然后他跟他讲完之后呢，他们也说呢，我们会想想看再回复你。
So the Prophet Muhammad we can see that he started to see that it seems that in Medina, which was definite, that in Medina there will be something nice.
那先知穆罕默德开始感受到，就是体会到说这个亚斯雷是麦地那这个地方可能会有什么好的事情发生。
Meanwhile, the Prophet Muhammad during that year, they went back, Hajj finished, they went back, and the Prophet Muhammad he kept on talking to those who come to Mecca and talking to other people from Mecca, and some they used to come from Habasha to meet him and so on. So he spent that year also spreading Islam, and those people in Medina, they were thinking of what the Prophet Muhammad said.
然后那个朝觐就结束了。那接下来这一年呢，先知穆罕默德呢，他持续的去跟外地人还有麦加的人去传道，还有就哈巴甩的人过来。那同时呢，在麦地那那些人回去，他们也在思考这个问题。
Next year,
隔年
Hajj,
又是朝觐到了，
those 6 people from Medina, they came back.
麦地那那6个人又回来了，
And they were ready to become Muslim.
他们已经准备好要成为穆斯林。
And here the things start to become better and better.
那事情开始转好。
They came, the Prophet Muhammad he sit with them, and there was Abu Bakr with them, and there was one companion, his name was Mus'ab ibn Umayr.
那先知穆罕默德跟阿布巴克跟那些人就坐在一起，然后其中有另外一个弟子叫穆萨这个人。
Those 6 people, they came back, they talked to the Prophet Muhammad and they told him that we are ready to become Muslims.
那这6个人就跟先知穆罕默德说，我们准备好要成为穆斯林了。
And here there is something we need to learn what the Prophet Muhammad told him.
那我们要学习先知穆罕默德怎么跟他们讲。
Of course, those people, listen, this is important. Those 6 people, when they went back to Medina, they were discussing this, and not only by themselves, they were also talking to their people, to their tribe. So, all the people in Medina, they heard about this.
那6个人呢，回去的这一年呢，不是只有他们彼此间在讨论，他们也把这个讯
Jewish.
麦地那有很多犹太人，
And Jew people, during, whenever they had fight with those disbelievers or against those disbelievers, what Jew people they used to say, because Jew they were very little comparing with the people of Medina. So they used to tell whenever they fail, because always all the fight they fail. Whenever they fail, what they used to say, the new messenger is coming soon, because it is mentioned in the Old Testament. The new messenger is coming soon. Once he comes, we will all, this is the word of who? Of Jew. We will all believe in him and follow him, and we will cut your head when we follow him.
但是犹太人在麦地那算是少数，那他们跟那些不信道的那些阿拉伯人有任何的争执的时候，那他们通常都会输了。然后他们输了之后，他们就会讲说呢，我们的那个，因为根据我们旧约圣经里面，阿拉有告诉我们说，这个使者已经快要来临了。等到这个使者来的时候呢，我们就会追随他，跟他是同样的信仰，然后到时候把你们这些不信道的人的头砍掉。
Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, he said in chapter 2, فَلَمَّا جَاءَهُمْ مَا عَرَفُوا كَفَرُوا بِهِ فَلَعْنَةُ اللَّهِ عَلَى الْكَافِرِينَ. When what they know come, means the Prophet Muhammad كَفَرُوا بِهِ, they disbelieve in him.
阿拉在第二章有讲说呢，那些当他们这个使者来临的时候呢，就先知穆罕默德来临的时候呢，那些犹太人呢，却还是不相信他。
Anyway, so they came back. So what did they say? What did the people of Yathrib said, not the Jew people? What did they say? They say, after they start to discuss about the Prophet Muhammad, they say, it seems that this is the man that the Jew people they took about him. So let us go before them and believe in him, before they believe in him. Let us be faster than them.
那些麦地那的阿拉伯人呢，他们就想说呢，那好似乎呢，这个穆罕默德就是那些犹太人口中所说的那个使者。那我们要抢在犹太人之前，就是早一步，就是先成为，就是去追随他，成为他的那个追随者。
See, when the releasing door is open, even your enemy will work for you.
所以说呢，当这个解决释放的这个问题的这个大门一打开的话，就算你的敌人他也会来帮助你。
See, the Prophet Muhammad, he suffered for 10 years. He suffered. He was tortured, but he was patient, and he was accepting all of this suffering, and all of this was increasing his iman. So later, when the releasing comes, even Jewish, who are the biggest enemy to Muslims, they were supporting in making other people Muslims. They didn't want to support, and they were unhappy with it. But when Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He wants something to happen, it will happen, and He may use your enemy as a tool to help you.
当那个先知穆罕默德他这一年来受尽了受苦受难，然后就是让这些苦难呢去提升了他的一个信仰。那等到所有的问题都要即将要迎刃而解的时候呢，就发现说，原本就是他的敌人，那就是那个犹太人呢，反而他们也就是助长了一臂之力，然后帮助那些阿拉伯人来信仰。
Now, those six in the second year, next year, they went back to become Muslims, but they brought with them other six, so they arrived 12 people.
那6个麦地那人隔年来了，他又带来6个人，所以一共有12个人。
And that was what we call it, Bay'at al-Aqaba. Bay'at means the agreement. And al-Aqaba is one place called al-Aqaba.
那就是阿卡巴这个地方的一个协议。
So they came, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, they went to find where is the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. They found him and he went to meet them. So there in Al-Aqaba, 12 people, they shook hands with the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to become Muslims. But before this, they asked again the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, they asked him, what are you asking us to do?
那12个人找到先知穆罕默德，他们就到了这个地方那边去会面，然后在成为穆斯林之前，他们就问先知穆罕默德说：“那你要求我们做什么事情？”
The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he told them, first, and here are the things. First, as what we said, you do not associate any others with Allah. You only worship Allah, Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, the only one.
第一个，你不能为主举办，你只能只崇拜阿拉唯一的真神。
And you never see see the wisdom of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. He is talking to who? He is talking to the people of Medina. The people in the Medina, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he knew what the problems they had between each other. So he let them agree what he said in a way that what he is saying will make the society peaceful and nice.
先知默默的知道他们麦地那那些人遇到什么样的问题，他很有智慧，所以他就跟他们讲的话呢，就是会让他们能够非常平安的度日。
So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he said, of course, first, this is the most important thing. Do not associate others with Allah Ta'ala, worship Him, the only one.
第一点就是不要为主举办崇拜独一的神。
Then he said, and never steal things from each other, because they used to attack each other and what we call rob or steal the things from each other.
然后第二个呢，不要偷取别人的东西，因为他们时常有跟敌对的一些那个宗族呢，就互相会去抢夺他们的东西。
And never commit adultery.
然后第三个不能犯奸淫之罪。
Because this was one of the big business in Medina.
因为那时候麦地那很大的一个生意就是这种通奸淫的这个事情。
So he stopped this. Never commit adultery. And never kill your daughters.
然后第四个呢，就是不要把你的女儿杀掉。
Which was so normal for them. Once the lady delivered, then they check, female. Just, right away, just put it in the dirt.
因为在麦地那边，如果他的太太生了一个女儿的话，他就把女儿埋在土里面，把她活埋。
And never, listen to this, never obey anyone who is asking you to do any of those.
就是说，如果任何人要求你做上面讲的这几样事情的话，你绝对不要听他的话。
Now listen to this. If you do so, I guarantee you the paradise.
如果说你能够做到以上几点的话，那我保证你可以上天堂。
And if you don't do so, if you make mistakes, then the one who admit his mistake and pay the penalty of it, then Allah will forgive him.
那如果犯了以上的错误，然后呢，他承认他自己犯错，而且接受了这个惩罚，那么阿拉就会赦免他的罪。
And the one who doesn't admit and hide it, then on the day of judgment, Allah Ta'ala either punish him or forgive him. I don't know.
那如果他犯了罪呢，却隐瞒下来，然后不敢讲出来，没有受到该有的惩罚，在审判日的时候，阿拉呢会给他就是治罪，或者是也许阿拉会原谅他。
Who is saying this? The Prophet Muhammad is
就是先
saying,
知
I
默默
don't
的
know.
所说的。
The Prophet Muhammad when it is about the forgiveness, the mercy of Allah Ta'ala, the punishment of forgiving, the Prophet Muhammad he says, I don't know.
先知默默的说他就是阿拉到底会惩罚或者赦免他的罪的话，先知默默的说他自己不清楚阿拉会怎么做。
And for us, mashallah, we know everything.
可是我们好像自己都知道一切一样。
So, 12, they shake their hands with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they say the shahada, and of course the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was so happy with this.
那这12个人呢，跟先知默默的握手，然后就念了这个作证词，然后先知默默的非常的高兴。
He was talking to them in a very, that it was so easy to feel and to see how much the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was happy that time.
我可以感受得到先知默默的当时是多么的开心。
Why?
为什么？
Did he take any money from them?
他有从那边拿什么钱吗？
No. Did they give him any big gift, car, whatever, house, something? No. But why he was happy?
那为什么他这么高兴？
Because he knew that this is the first step to make Medina a Muslim country, a Muslim city.
因为他知道说呢，这是开启的第一步，展开的第一步，可以让麦地那成为一个穆斯林的一个城市。
Now, did the Prophet Muhammad let them go alone?
先知默默的让他们自己回去吗？
No.
没有。
Mus'ab ibn Umayr radiyallahu anhu, one of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one of the early Muslims with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
穆萨这个人呢，他是一个很早期的一个就宗教的一个弟子。
Who was Mus'ab ibn Umayr? Mus'ab ibn Umayr was one of the most rich handsome people or young men in Mecca.
他是卖家里面其中一个最又有钱又帅的一个年轻人。
Females, they love to look at him or to talk to him. This
所
was
有的女生都很喜欢看着他，去跟他讲话。
Men, they were envy him how handsome he was.
那所有的男生呢，都很嫉妒他，说他怎么那么帅。
He was every day walk out in different clothes
他每天出门都穿不同的一套衣服，
and different perfume,
每天都用不同的香水，
different style.
然后每天的这种风格都不一样。
This was before Islam.
这是在伊斯兰之前。
This was before Islam. But then Mus'ab ibn Umair radiallahu anhu, he became a Muslim.
后来呢，穆萨他成为了穆斯林了。
When Mus'ab ibn Umair became Muslim, listen to those few things. When Mus'ab ibn Umair became Muslim, the first one attack him was who? Was his mother.
当他一成为穆斯林之后呢，第一个攻击他的人是谁呢？就是他的妈妈。
His mother, because his father passed away already, so his mother, she was a businesswoman. She was the one who was making all of this money.
他的爸爸很早就归真了，然后他的妈妈就是在做生意，然后他妈妈就赚了很多钱。
And she was using her two sons. She had two sons, Mus'ab and another one, for his business.
他就用他这个穆萨还有另外一个儿子两个人来帮忙经营这个生意。
When Mus'ab became Muslim, his mother, she said, because also he loved his mother so much. So his mother, she said that I will not eat, I will not drink until you leave Islam.
那穆萨他一直成为穆斯林之后，他的妈妈就说呢，那你不要吃也不要喝，直到你就是离开伊斯兰为止。
He said, I will not leave Islam.
然后他儿子就说呢，我会离开伊斯兰。
She tried with him few days. Then when she found that he would not leave Islam, so she kicked him out.
那他妈妈呢，就尝试了几天之后呢，发现他儿子还是不愿意离开伊斯兰，他就把他的儿子赶出家门。
So no ATM machine anymore.
所以他再也没有提款机了，
No money.
他没有金钱的来源。
And he started to work. Well, actually, he was not good at working. He was very good at making up, at dressing, at walking. He was not really good at working, but then he started to work. And before, his hands, they were so soft. And then later, his hands, they became so hard.
他原本呢，他只会打扮，穿着打扮都会做事情。然后呢，他现在就开始就是自己谋生。他原本的手非常的柔软，然后现在的手变得很粗糙。
So he left everything for the sake of Allah Tabaraka
所以
wa
他为了
ta'ala.
阿拉而离开了一切。
Then he used to sleep any place and so on. And he is with the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, learning from him all the time.
他就随时都跟着在先知穆罕默德身边跟他学习，然后就是有地方可以睡就在哪里睡。
And he was working any kind of job he finds, he just worked. In the farm, in any kind of job, he just worked.
有什么工作他就做，不管在农田或者在什么地方他都可以做。
This was Mus'ab ibn Umayr. Mus'ab ibn Umayr is one of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was crying for him.
那穆萨原本这个人呢，
Mus'ab.
是他呢这个人的话，就先知穆罕默德曾经为了他而掉眼泪。
Mus'ab ibn Umayr, the one who had all of those peace, relaxation, and luxurious life. When Mus'ab ibn Umayr passed away in Medina, in Uhud, when he passed away, the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he passed by him. They looked at Mus'ab. He looked at Mus'ab, who was dead in front of him. But Mus'ab ibn Umayr, he was so poor that time. He only had his dress. He only had his dress. So if they cover his head, then his feet will be shown. If they cover his feet, then his head will be shown.
那穆萨原本这个人呢，他原本是一个奢华的一个贵公子，可是呢，等到他在那个欧盟这个战争里面战死的时候呢，那先知穆罕默德他们去看他的这个尸体呢，如果他这个衣服呢，如果遮住脸的话，就没办法遮住脚；那遮住脚的话，就遮不住脸。
He was having the perfect life in Mecca.
他在麦加原本是过得非常完美的生活。
He became poor, he became lonely, he became like this only for one mistake. This is what the people of Mecca used to say. What is this mistake? That he said, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah.
那麦加人就说
Muhammad did with the companions of Muhammad.
就是先知穆罕默德呢，他就说呢，就把他的衣服盖住他的头，那用一些棕榈树的这个叶子呢盖住他的脚。他就说，你看一下，就是说，先知穆罕默德他的爱呢，对他的这个弟子带来多大的一个影响。
If we talk about the companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu how they love the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu we will find that we are nobody to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu
当我们就是看到那个先知的弟子们怎么样的去敬爱，怎么样去敬爱他的这样关爱他的这个使者的先知穆罕默德的时候，我们就发现说，我们真的实在是一点都比不上。
Inshallah, one day we talk about this. Inshallah, one day we have one lecture just to talk about love between Muhammad and his companions.
以下来一天我们可以开这样，就是讲一堂课，专门讲到先知跟他弟子之间的一个爱。
The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu he chose Mus'ab ibn Umayr to be the first international da'wah person to go with those 12 people to Medina.
先知穆罕默德就选择了穆萨ibn Umayr这个人呢，就是他呢成为第一个，就是说一个国际跨国的一个交流的一个宣教者，跟他们回到麦地那去。
Going for a trip, going for relaxation, no, going for da'wah, to start suffering from zero. After all the suffering Mus'ab ibn Umayr had in Mecca, now he will go to a new group of disbelievers that they will attack him and they will shout him to start to spread Islam.
就是说呢，他不是去他去旅行的，他在麦加受苦受难一段时间之后，现在要到麦地那从零开始展开新的生活，开始去宣教。那可以预期的，因为受到那些不信道者的一个攻击。
But he went with those people. He went with those 12, but 6 of them they are the leaders, so they were protecting him and they were together all the time.
他跟这12个麦地那的人回到麦地那去，那其中6个人是麦地那的这个家族的一个领导人，所以他们可以帮助，可以去保护他。
Now, let us go with Mus'ab to Medina and see what did Mus'ab and those 12 people, what they did in 1 year, only in 1 year.
那我们看一下，在穆萨跟他们12个人来到麦地那1年内，他们有什么样的一个成果
One of those 12 people was one person. His name was Abu Umama. And Abu Umama, As'ad ibn Zurara. Anyway, the names are not very important. Just remember As'ad.
那就是这12个叫做阿萨。
Now, As'ad, he took Mus'ab ibn Umayr and he let him live with him at home, share everything with him.
那阿萨呢，他就把这个穆萨就是带到他们家，他把他所拥有的所有的东西就一半全部都分给他。
And Mus'ab was teaching all of those 12 people, he was teaching them Islam, and they were spreading Islam, but in a hidden way, not in a very public way, because they didn't want people to start to attack them right away.
那穆萨他就去教导这12个信入教的人呢，他们也同时去秘密的去宣教，因为他们不要一下子就太高调，以免带来就是无谓的一些攻击。
No. Remember we said that in Medina there were 2 big tribes, Al-Aws wal-Khazraj.
知道麦地那有这2大的一个家族。
Now, Al-Aws, they had their leader, Al-Aws, their leader, they had 2 leaders. One is Usayd ibn Khudayr, and another one is Sa'd ibn Mu'adh. We will hear a lot about Sa'd later.
就是奥斯这个宗族呢，他们有这2个领导人。
And Sa'd ibn Mu'adh was the cousin of As'ad.
那萨的这个人，他是阿萨的这个表兄弟。
And for Al-Khazraj, they had their leader. Who was their leader? They had 2. Ubadah, and another one was Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, the leader of hypocrites.
那另外一组呢，也是有2个领导人。那其中一个呢，就是一个伪信者的一个领导，就是最大的伪信者。
Now, so As'ad is from where? From Al-Aws.
那阿萨是来自奥斯这一组。
Now, Mus'ab ibn Umayr radiallahu anhu, he lives with As'ad.
那穆萨就跟阿萨住在一起。
And everyone knows that As'ad is a Muslim.
那大家都已经知道阿萨已经是穆斯林了。
And everyone knows that Mus'ab, of course, is coming from Mecca, and he's a Muslim, and they are spreading Islam.
那大家都知道穆萨来自麦加，他在这里宣教。
Then, Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, he told Usayd or Asad or Usayd ibn told him, "You go and talk to my cousin." His cousin is who? As'ad.
那萨德呢，他就跟他讲说，就是你去跟他的那个表哥讲这个阿萨讲。
He told Usayd, "I cannot talk to him because I may lose my temper and kill him."
他说我没有办法直接跟他讲，因为我可能会讲到很生气，就把他杀掉。
So you Usayd, you go and talk to my cousin and ask him to kick out that Mecca person and ask him to stop talking about this wrong and bad religion that he is following.
然后他就跟乌塞，他就跟他说，你去把那个来自麦加那个，把他赶出我们麦地那。
So Usayd, he said, fine.
乌塞就说好。
Usayd went to who? To As'ad ibn Zurara to tell him that this Mus'ab ibn Umayr, you have to kick him out, let him go back to Mecca, and you should leave Islam.
那乌塞跟阿萨说呢，你去把这个来自麦加这个人把他赶出去，然后你们要离开伊斯兰。
Okay, now, Usayd, he went there, he had his, what we call it, that one for fighting, spear. He had his spear and of course his sword. He went there, he looked at As'ad and he started to shout him and he told him that this Quraysh person, you have to kick him out and you are saying that we should stop worshipping those idols and so on. You kick him out and you have to leave Islam.
所以就跟阿萨，他就说，他就拿着他的这个矛，还有他的剑，就跟他说呢，你要把那个古莱斯那个麦加的那个人把他赶出去，然后他叫我们不要信我们的宗教，就是你要把他自己赶出去。
And let us learn this lesson from Mus'ab ibn Umayr.
那我们可以从穆萨这边来学一点。
What did Mus'ab ibn Umayr say?
那他怎么回答呢？
Did he look at him and say that, anyway, you are going to hell?
他有就是看着他说，反正你会下地狱的。
Did he say that you and your people are stupid and idiots and you are worshipping idols and so on?
还是他跟他说，反正你跟你的族人都是一群笨蛋，你们都在崇拜偶像。
Did he say, okay, fine, anyway, you don't deserve good thing and I'm going back?
还是说呢，反正你们这些人呢，也没有什么福气，得到什么好东西啊，那我就回家了。
What did he say?
他没有这样讲，他怎么说呢？
This is Mus'ab, the companion of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu. This is the student of who? This is the student of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi
那穆
wasallam.
萨这个人，他是先知穆罕默德的学生。
See those people who graduated from the school of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. See how they work for da'wah.
所以我们要知道说，从先知穆罕默德那边毕业的那些学生，他们怎么样来做宣教的工作。
Mus'ab ibn Umayr, he looked at Usayd, who is holding his spear, who has his sword, who is ready to kill people. Mus'ab ibn Umayr.
穆萨看这个乌塞呢，就拿身上带这个武器，好像随时准备要把人杀掉一样。
Mus'ab ibn Umayr, he looked at him, he smiled,
那看着他就笑了。
he said, "Why don't you sit?
他说：“你要不要坐一下？
And let me tell you something.
我跟你讲一些话。
If you find that it is fine, then you hear it.
如果你觉得听起来还可以的话，那你就听一下，姑且听一下。
If you find it is not nice, I will shut up."
如果你觉得你听不下去的话，那我就闭嘴。
So Usayd, when he heard this, he told Mus'ab, "That is fair enough."
那个摄影呢，他就跟他说好 ，OK， 没关系，我来
He
听。
put his spear on the sand
他就把这个矛就插到这个地上的这个沙子，
and he sits.
然后就坐下来。
And then he looked at Mus'ab and he said, "Go ahead."
他就跟穆萨说：“好，你说。”
Then Mus'ab, he started to talk about Islam.
那穆萨开始讲伊斯兰，
He started to talk about the morals,
他开始讲这个品德，
that Islam is ordering us, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is ordering us to take care of our relatives.
他叫我们要去照顾我们的亲属，
Ordering us not to cheat each other.
叫我们不要去欺骗别人，
Ordering us not to steal things from each
叫我们
other.
不要去偷人家的东西，
Ordering us to help each other.
叫我们要去互相帮助，
And ordering us to worship only one God, not all of those idols.
叫我们要去崇拜唯一的神，而不要去崇拜那些偶像。
And then he started to pick up some ayahs from Quran and put it there.
他开始就是在讲述的过程当中，都会穿插一些
إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. See this ayah, Ya Allah. If we understand this ayah, this is a full system of life.
那就这一段经文，如果我们了解的话，它发现它是人生的一个整个的系统。
Allah يأمر orders بالعدل. عدل is justice.
阿拉就是命令我们要有这个公正正义。
والإحسان. إحسان is to do things to others without waiting for rewarding.
就是为人家付出而不求回报。
وإيتاء ذي القربى and donating and helping your relatives.
就是说呢，用施舍金钱去帮助你的亲属。
وينهى and forbid. Allah forbid. وينهى عن الفحشاء. فحشاء is all bad things from talking or acting.
阿拉禁止我们在言语上或在行为上做任何坏事。
والمنكر. Munkar is all things that they are against the morals and against the good behavior.
还有任何违反道德行为的事情。
والبغي. Baghi is injustice.
还有就是不公义、不公不义。
يعظكم. Allah تبارك وتعالى is advising you.
阿拉呢还在忠告，给你忠告。
لعلكم تذكرون if you want to listen.
如果你听的你想要接受的话。
You know when Usayd heard this, he looked at Mus'ab. After some other ayats, he looked at Mus'ab. He said, I didn't know that Islam is so nice.
那Usayd呢，他听完他这样讲的时候呢，他就说：“我不知道伊斯兰这么美好。”
He said, how can someone like me become a Muslim?
他说呢，像我这样的人，要怎么样才能成为穆斯林呢？
See, this is the point. When you are talking on behalf of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala with the belief that you are doing the things for the sake of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, then leave the rest to Allah Tabaraka wa
如
Ta'ala.
果说你有带着对阿拉的一个信仰，你是为阿拉而做，那你为阿拉来代言的话，那其他的部分阿拉会帮我们处理。
And see Mus'ab ibn Umayr, how did he start? How did he start? The first thing Mus'ab ibn Umayr, the first thing he told Usayd, he said, why don't you sit and relax? And he was smiling. So then Usayd, he calmed down and he was not aggressive anymore. He sit and relaxed to listen. So you have to let the person you are talking to him about Islam. First, you have to let him sit and relax. Otherwise, he will not listen. Otherwise, he's waiting for you to finish to fight you, to attack.
那穆萨呢，他一开始要跟这个Usayd讲的时候呢，他首先是微笑，然后请他坐下来，然后就是好好的让他就是听他讲话。所以说我们要在做宣教的工作，要跟他讲到伊斯兰的话，首先我们要让对方能够就是很舒服、很舒适、很自在的一个情况下，这样我们才能够去讲伊斯兰。否则的话，他如果还是就是还有那种攻击性，他还是没有很安定的话呢，那也许你讲完之后，他就随时准备要来反击了。
So Mus'ab ibn Umayr, he told him, say Shahada, make ablution to clean your body, change your clothes, pray 2 rak'ah.
那穆萨跟他说呢，那你要念这个做证词，然后呢，你要去做这个小净，然后把衣服换一下，然后去礼2拜。
And this is something we need to learn also.
这也是我们要学的。
Today, unfortunately, there are a lot of people, they say that if someone wants to become Muslim, if he doesn't make ablution, then he's not Muslim.
那现在我们现在有些人都说了，如果这个人要入教的话呢，你要先叫他去小净，而不能成为穆斯林。
Why?
为什么要这样子呢？
The Prophet Muhammad SAW, he was asking people to say what? To say the Shahada, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Then, once you say the Shahada, after this, what is the first thing you will do? You will wait for the time for praying to pray. So when you want to pray, you have to make the ablution because before Islam, you were not really making this ghusl. So you have to make this ghusl. That's all.
那先默默的在让任何一个新入教的人入教的话，都是首先让他先念完做证词之后呢，然后就是做小净。那如果说他之前没有大净的话，就叫他去做大净，那才可以礼拜。
But those Mus'ab ibn Umayr and others, they didn't want to waste the time. They want him to learn how to pray right away. So right away they said, Yalla, make ablution and change your clothes and say Shahada and come to pray.
那穆萨呢，他就让他就说，那你就是去做小净，然后呢，我们就是来礼拜。
Usayd ibn Hudayr he became a Muslim.
那我现在成为穆斯林。
Now, see, this is another lesson we are learning from who? From the one who became Muslim 1 minute ago.
就是我们现在跟一个就是在1分钟之前成为穆斯林的人
What did
学
he
习。
say? After he finished, he finished the Ghusl, he said the Shahada, he prayed. After he finished, right away, what did he say? He said, I know one person. If he follow you, means if he become Muslim, all the people behind him will follow him.
他就在念完作证词，然后许大敬完之后呢，他就跟他讲说：“我认识一个人呢，如果他成为穆斯林的话呢，那所有人都会跟着他成为穆斯林。”
We need to learn. We need to learn. This is Usayd. Few minutes after becoming Islam, what was the first thing he is thinking of? Was he thinking of what? He was only thinking of making more people Muslim.
那穆斯林他一成为穆斯林之后呢，他立刻想到就是要让更多人成为穆斯林。
See how they care about Islam.
我们知道他们就是可见他们非常的在乎伊斯兰。
Today, when we are teaching someone to become Muslim, when he or she become Muslim, then what we say today, we say congratulations and this and that, and then we say, anyway, you go and disappear. When you have time, come to the masjid.
那从大的反跟我们，如果有些人他成为穆斯林的话呢，我们就跟他说恭喜你啊，你以后有空的话你就来啊。那没有，就是不会说去激情的去跟他讲。
Even unfortunately, لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله, there are even some people that when the person become Muslim, he says, teach me how to pray, then they say, later, now you just go, no problem.
甚至有人他一入教之后呢，他说你教我怎么礼拜，然后甚至他不是跟讲说啊，不用现在学啦，以后再说。
If he becomes Muslim in Ramadan, then okay, so how about fasting? Tomorrow I want to fast. No, next year.
如果说他在罗曼丹的时候成为穆斯林的话，他说那我现在来学习斋戒，那有穆斯林跟他说啊不用啦，你明年再斋戒就好了啦。
And then we consider ourselves perfect in making da'wah.
那我们还以为自己是非常很厉害的一个宣教者。
But also, in another hand, there are other people that once the person become Muslim, they thought, now we get you. You have to pray, you have to fast, you have to. Otherwise, you are in hell.
那甚至有的人呢，他只要一个人一入教了，他就把他抓住，他说了你要礼拜，你要斋戒，你要做这个做那个，那你都没有做的话，你就要下地狱了。
It is not like this.
实际上不是这样子做的。
ادعو إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة. Spread Islam with hikmah. Hikmah means wisdom.
我们在宣教的时候要带着智慧，
والموعظة موعظة means advice. الحسنة means good.
然后有忠告，然后还有这个善
See,
行。
listen to this. Allah تبارك وتعالى, He didn't say بالحكمة الحسنة والموعظة الحسنة. He said بالحكمة with wisdom والموعظة الحسنة. Why? Because the hikmah, which is wisdom is always good.
就是说那个智慧呢，永远都是好的，
There is no good wisdom and bad wisdom.
没有好的智慧或不好的智慧。
But موعظة means advice.
忠告，
Allah تبارك وتعالى, He said, وَالْمَوْعِظَةِ الْحَسَنَةِ, the good advice. Why? Because sometimes there are bad advice.
好的忠告，因为有时候会有不好的忠告，
Give you an example about the bad advice. There are a lot of examples about bad
有
advice.
很多不好的忠告。很
For
多
example, I want to advise Brother Sultan. I know that he is doing something wrong, for example. So I want to advise him. So now I advise him in front of you. By the way, yesterday you did this and this. This is wrong. If you keep on doing this, you will go to hell. You shouldn't do it. Is this advice?
就是说，我要布拉德斯呢，我要给他一个忠告呢。可是呢，我就在大庭广众之下呢，就公开的讲说，你昨天这样做是错的，你这样要改，这
This
样
is
这样
not
是好的
advice.
忠告
Or
吗？
for example, I saw Brother Kamal taking 1,000 from the pocket of Brother Sultan. Then I said, by the way, yesterday I saw you taking the 1,000 from him. Did you return it back to them? Is this an advice?
或者是我看到那个布拉德卡曼，就是从那个苏汉这边拿了1000块，然后你就跟他讲说，哎，我昨天有看到你跟他拿1000块，你还他了没？
This is not advice.
这不是一个好的，这不是忠告。
So we need to learn how to advise.
所以我们要知道怎么样去给人家忠告。
And I think that I told you before about one person who was very strict in Islam,
之前有讲过一个人，他在伊斯兰里面非常的严格，
and he went to visit his brother.
他去探访他的一个兄弟，
So he knocked the door. His brother was taking shower,
他开门，就他的兄弟正在洗澡，
and he was alone at home.
然后他只有一个人在家而已。
So he just put the towel, just to go out and open the
他就
door.
用大浴巾把这个就是衣服就下面这个包起来，
So he put the towel, then he went out, opened the door.
然后包着浴巾，然后去开门。
Then his brother, he looked at him. Then he kafir,
他说你是个不信道的人，
fasiq, you are disobeying Allah.
你在违背阿拉，
You are hypocrite, you show
你是个
that
违
you are a
信者，
Muslim. You are bad, you will go to hell.
你真坏，你会下地狱。
Then that person, he didn't know what happened. He said, what happened? What I did?
那个人说，我发生什么事情？我做了什么坏事吗？
You even don't know what you did. You will have double punishment in hell.
他说你连自己做错事情都不知道吗？那你会有双重的惩罚。
You made the mistake, you made the sin, and you don't know what you did. How come you want Allah to forgive you? Allah will never forgive you.
你犯了罪，你还不知道你犯了什么罪，你还要阿拉来饶恕你，阿拉不会饶恕你的。
Then that brother, he said, just tell me what happened, what I did.
他说你跟我讲，我到底做了什么事情，做
He
错什
said,
么？
your navel. You are showing your navel.
他说你的肚脐露出来了。
He said, okay, sorry. Then he covered it.
他说好，他就把肚脐把它遮起来。
He said, no way.
他说来不及了，
You will go to hell.
你要下地狱了。
Then that one, he said, any other way, pay some money, whatever. No way, you are going to hell.
他说有没有什么样的一个弥补的方式啊？我可以就是缴钱啊，还是怎么样来去弥补吗？他说不行，没有任何的方式了。
If I pray, if I ask Allah to forgive me, no way, you are going to hell.
他说如果我再多礼拜啊，请求阿拉饶恕我的话，那是不是阿拉就饶恕我呢？他说都不行了，都来不及了，你要下地狱了。
He said, are you sure I'm going to hell?
他说你确定我真的要下地狱吗？
I'm very sure, no way.
他说我很肯定，没有办法了。
He said, okay. So he removed all the towel, throw it away.
他好了，他就把他的浴巾拿掉，就把他身体全部都弄出
He
来。
said, going to hell, going to hell. Why to cover? Don't need to cover.
他说反正我盖起来也要下地狱，那就不要盖。
So where is the wisdom? Where is the good advice?
所以他的这个智慧在哪里呢？他有给人家好的忠告。
While the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when one person he came from the desert and he didn't know, he get inside the masjid, he saw the people sitting, looking at the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is the masjid, and the masjid that time, he didn't have those kind of carpet that we had. So that person he get in, and he found that they are sitting and they are facing the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So at the back, he just remove his clothes. He used it as a toilet.
就是有一个来自沙漠的一个游牧民族的人，他就过来，他来到先知寺，然后先知马莫德他在前面讲道，然后一群人就是面对先知马莫德，他背对这个来的人，所以他就那时候清真寺里面没有那些地毯啊什么的，都是泥土，所以说他就直接在家后面那个地方，他就脱裤子在那边上厕所。
In the middle of his meeting, they saw him.
然后他还在那边上到一半的时候，人家就看到，
So they wanted to kill him. You know, this is the masjid. You are doing this at the masjid.
然后人家就想要把剑拿出来把他杀掉，因为这个对清真寺太不敬了。
What did the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam say?
先知或者说什么呢？
لا تسلموا عليه بولا. Don't threaten him when he is in the toilet. Just wait for him. Wait. Don't threaten him.
就说他在上大号上到一半，你不要去给他，就是不要去吓他。
And then the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam wait until that one finished.
那现在就等他上完。
And then after he finished, there are two hadith. One that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam he went to him and he used some water and to clean it, and another that he asked anyone to do it.
就是有两则圣训，就是两种说法。那第一种说法是说，他上完之后，先知他们就过去那边，然后用水，亲自用水，然后把他的这个粪便把它冲掉。那另外一种说法呢，就是说请他的弟子去把这个粪便冲掉。
And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam then he looked at him. He said, "Ya Akhala." He said, "Hey, this is a place for worship. This is not a place for such things."
先知我们就跟这个人说呢，这个是一个要崇拜的地方，不是要来做这件事情的地方。
There are other places to do this, so don't do this again here.
就是还有很多地方你可以选择去上厕所，那不要下次不要在这个地方上厕所。
So that person, he looked at the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, "Are you the messenger of Allah?"
那这个人就看着先知毛德说呢，你就是阿拉的使者吗？
Then that person he said, then the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam he said, "Yes."
先知就说是对，
Then he said, "Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah."
然后这个人马上就念作证词。
Then he raised his hand. He said, "Ya Allah, forgive Muhammad and don't forgive all of those."
他手举起来说：“阿拉，请求你饶恕穆罕默德，然后不要饶恕这些人，其他的人。”
Then the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam he told him that Allah is more generous than this. So no need just ask Allah to forgive everyone.
那先知马德就跟他说呢，阿拉呢比你想象的还要更宽容大量，那你不需要就是叫阿拉惩罚他们，不需要这样做。
Do we have this wisdom?
那我们像先知这样的一个智慧吗？
See how long and how much we need to one person, if he follow this, means if he became Muslim, all of the people behind him will become Muslims. He said, wait. He's talking to Mus'ab ibn Umayr and to As'ad radiallahu anhu. He said, wait, I will bring him to you.
他就跟那个五岁就跟这个穆萨跟那个阿萨，就是讲说呢，那个人只要他成为穆斯林的话，他底下的全部都不能成为穆斯林。你等我，我现在去叫他过来。
He didn't say that you can see him there, go and talk to him. Wait, I will bring him.
他没有说你可以在哪里看到他，你去跟他讲，不是，他是直接讲说你们等我，我去把他叫，我会请他过来。
So they asked him, who is that
他们就
person?
问他说是谁呢？
He said, Sa'd ibn Mu'adh.
他说萨的这个一个话，
The one who sent him to kick out Mus'ab.
就是说派遣他过来把这个穆萨赶出去的这个人，
He was the leader of Al-Aws.
他是奥斯的领导人。
So he said, wait, I will bring him.
他是说等一下我去请那个领导人过来，
Usayd went back to Sa'd ibn Mu'adh.
所以他就回去找他的这个主子。
Of course, Sa'd, he was sitting with his people. Sa'd was the leader of that tribe. So he was sitting with them, relaxing, nothing to do.
那萨的他也是领导人，他就跟一群人坐在那里。
Then Usayd came.
那乌塞就过来，
And here there is something that I want you to know, which is unfortunately today Arabs, they lost it totally. That Arabs before, they had this tent or this gift from Allah Tabaraka, or this talent or this talent or this gift from Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, that when they look at the person, they could know what is going on.
就是说呢，阿拉伯人他们以前早就他们有阿拉给他们这样的一个天赋，那就是说他们只要看到这个人的话，就可以大概知道他这个大概是怎么样的一个人。
When Mus'ab ibn Umayr was talking to Usayd, As'ad, he looked at Mus'ab. He said, keep going. I could see Islam in his face. When Mus'ab, the one from Mecca, when he was talking to Usayd,
当穆萨在跟乌塞讲话的时候，
As'ad, he looked at Mus'ab
阿萨就是看着这个穆萨，
and he told him, keep going.
他说你继续讲，
I could see Islam in his
我
face.
可以在他的脸上看到伊斯兰的光辉，
It means that I could see that he is accepting Islam.
就是说我可以看得出来他好像可以接受伊斯兰的。
So Mus'ab kept on talking and he became Muslim.
那穆萨就继续讲，所以他那个就成为穆斯林。
Now listen to this. Listen to this, and this is very important. When Usayd get in the group, with Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, he went to Sa'd to bring him to those people.
那乌塞去找这个萨的时候，
Immediately Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, see how Arabs, how they were. Immediately Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, when he saw Usayd coming, he looked at his face. He talked to the people next to him. He said, Usayd is different now.
那萨的他一看到乌塞走回来的时候，他就跟他旁边的人讲说，乌塞就跟以前不一样。
He said that Usayd is changed.
他说乌塞已经变了。
Here there is something. It is not only the gift from Allah Ta'ala for those Arabs, but because there is something here we need to learn. When you believe in Allah Ta'ala in the correct way, all of you will become different.
就说这不只是阿拉给阿拉伯人特殊的一个天赋，而是说我们真的是相信仰阿拉，那就是投靠阿拉的话呢，阿拉也会给我们这样的一个特殊的一个才能。
When the belief in Allah Ta'ala is here, when it touches the heart inside, then all of your body will become different and everybody will notice this.
当我们这心里面已经被阿拉就是这样的一个信仰打动的话呢，已经有这样的一个信仰的话，那就是会影响我们全身。那别人一看到我们，就会发现我们跟别人不一样。
When you eat halal, you become different.
如果说你吃这个哈拉的东西，那你就会不一样。
When you say the halal thing, you become different.
当你说的话都是哈拉的话，那你也会不一样。
When you look at the halal thing, you become
当
different.
你只看哈拉的东西的话，你也会变得不一样。
When you sleep in the halal way, you become different.
那你连睡觉的时候都是哈拉的一个方式去睡的话呢，那你会不一样。
So when your iman is real, then you will become a different person.
如果你的信仰是真正的话，你就会完全变了另外一个人。
This is what Sa'd ibn Mu'adh saw when say is another wisdom. Usayd, Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, he asked Usayd, he said, so what happened?
萨德问就Usayd说发生什么事情？
Because Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, he sent Usayd to kick out Mus'ab to go back to Mecca and to let As'ad leave Islam.
那Usayd呢是萨德他是派遣这个Usayd去跟阿萨讲说要把这个
Mus'ab,
把他赶出去。
So Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, he asked Usayd, he said, so what happened?
那萨德就问Usayd说发生什么事情？
So Usayd, what did he say? Did he say that, Alhamdulillah, everything is okay, I became Muslim and I pray and you are going to hell?
那个Usayd他讲说，我成为穆斯林了，然后你会下地狱，他有这样讲吗？
What did he say?
他怎么说呢？
He said, normal. I talk to them, they talk to me, and I like them.
他说呢，我跟他们讲话，他们跟我讲话，然后我就离开了。
Did he lie?
他有说谎吗？
He didn't.
他没有说谎。
He was talking to them, they were talking to him, then he left.
他
This
说
is
他跟他
true.
讲话，然后我再跟他讲话，然后我就离开了，这是事实。
He said, and by the way, he's talking to Sam. And by the way, I heard that some people from Al-Khazraj, from Bani Haritha, from another tribe, they are arranging to go and kill As'ad. As'ad is the cousin of Sa'd.
然后他就说呢，顺便我跟你讲，有另外一个族人，他们想要去把这个阿萨杀掉。那阿萨是这个萨的这个表兄弟。
So, Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, he is the leader. He became angry. He took his spear, he took his sword, and he stand up, and he went where? He went to As'ad, because someone is going to kill As'ad.
然后那个萨的他听到就把他的武器就拿出来，他准备要去他的这个表兄弟这边，因为他听说就是有人要去攻击他。
You got the point? Did you get what Usayd did? He sent Sa'd to As'ad in indirect way.
所以Usayd呢，他就是用间接的一个方式，把这个萨的，就是让萨的去找这个
As'ad.
阿萨。
He didn't tell him that go and let them talk to you.
那就是他也没有直接跟他讲说你去跟他们讲话，他没有这样讲。
You understood? You got the point? So Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, he went to protect As'ad because someone is going to kill As'ad.
所以萨德他就要去过去保护这个阿萨，就是因为有人要去杀他。
And he is his cousin.
那他是他的表兄弟。
So when Sa'd arrived there, he found that Mus'ab and As'ad, they are sitting and relaxing, and no one is coming to kill him.
当萨德一抵达的时候，发现这个穆萨跟阿萨他们两个都坐在那里，没有人要去杀他们。
So Sa'd ibn Mu'adh became angry.
那萨德就很生气，
He looked at As'ad and he shouted, he told him that people are coming to kill you because of this Mecca person. You have to kick him out and you have to leave this religion.
他是说呢，人家要因为你收留了这个卖家的人，所以说就是要来杀你，你应该把他赶出去。
So exactly the same scenario happened.
那同样的情景再发生一次。
Mus'ab ibn Umayr, he looked at Sa'd and he said, "Ya Sa'd, why don't you sit and let us talk?"
然后穆萨就跟这个萨德说呢，你要不要坐下来，我们好好的来聊一下。
If you find that what we are saying is okay, then you accept it. If you find it is not okay, I shut up.
如果你觉得我讲的话有道理的话，那你就姑且听一下；但是你觉得我讲的不对的话，那我就闭嘴。
And of course, Sa'd, he said, "Fair enough, talk."
那萨德说好啊，你讲。
Then Mus'ab ibn Umayr again, he started to go to talk. Who is Mus'ab? Mus'ab is the student of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
刚刚讲到，
So Mus'ab used to talk exactly the same how the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam talks. Exactly the same.
那穆萨呢，他就是先知的一个例子，所以他讲话的时候是完全的效法先知他的讲话的方式。
So he used to talk and he used to act and use his hands and exactly the same as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi
他
wasallam.
讲话的这个口气、他的手势啊，都是完全的，就是效法先知他们的。
They, see this is how it should happen when you are following the teacher.
就是说，我们如果是在遵守我们这个老师的一个教导的话，我们是要这样子做。
They even were learning from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam how to look at people, when to look write, when to ruqya. They were learning everything from the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. This is not only because they were good students, no, because they loved the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ.
那他们连先知穆罕默德他的眼神怎么样看着，他们都会去学习，因为他们非常的敬爱他。
So Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, after he heard this, he said, "This is nice."
那萨德听完就说不错。
And then he said, "How can a person join you?"
他说呢，要怎么样才能够加入你们？
Then right away, the same thing: say shahada, make ablution, say shahada, take shower, change your clothes, and pray, and done.
就是说你念做证词，然后去大祭，然后呢就是换一下衣服，然后就去礼拜。
Then Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, he did so.
然后萨德他就照做了。
Then did he sit?
那他就坐在那里不动了吗？
Did he go for his job, for his
还
business?
是就回去做他的事情？
No. He went back to his people.
他就回到他的族人。
And Sa'd is the leader of his people.
那萨德是他们当地的算是一个酋长。
What did he say?
他
He
怎么
stand
说
up.
呢？
Of course, everybody came. Sa'd wants to talk. Our leader wants to talk.
那他就是酋长要讲话，大家就过来听。
Sa'd said, "Did I ask you to do something wrong since I became your leader?"
他跟他的人民说呢，从我当你们的这个领导人开始，我叫你们做过任何错的事情吗？
They said no.
他们说都没有。
He said, "Did I do any stupid thing or bad thing since I became your leader?"
那我从做你们领导人开始，我没有做过什么愚蠢的事情吗？
They said no.
他们也说没有。
He said, "Do you think that I may ask you to do something which is bad for us?"
那你认为说我会叫你们做一件会对我们不利的事情吗？
They said no.
他们说不会。
He said, "Wallahi, I swear by
他说我
Allah,
跟阿拉发誓，
I will never talk to you until all of you become Muslims."
除非你们都成为穆斯林，否则我都不要跟你们讲话。
So right away, all of them, they said, "No need to swear. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. If you become Muslim, then for sure this is good."
他们在场都说你不用发誓，他们就马上念做证词。如果说你成为穆斯林的话，那表示这是一件好事情。
See, when you are doing the things for the sake of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, will Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala leave you alone?
我们真的为阿拉而做事情，阿拉会放我们不管吗？
Of course, meanwhile, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is always making dua to Mus'ab.
那当然了，先知穆罕默德在麦地那，他一直都为穆萨做读啊。
And the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he used to know and hear the news about his people in Habasha and about his people in Medina, and making dua for them always and sending any support they need and so on.
那他也常常从哈巴耍还有这麦地那这边得到他们当地的一些例子，他们的一个消息，然后有什么需要的话，他都会去给他们提供他们的一个补给。
Then those people, those group in Medina, they start to spread Islam in a bigger way.
那所以麦地那的居民呢，这些穆斯林呢，他就开始公开的去传教了。
And all the people in Medina, they heard about Islam.
那麦地那所有的人都已经听到伊斯兰了，
But still, those people who are becoming Muslims, they are not announcing that they are Muslims.
但是那一些成为该新入教的穆斯林，也没有说公开的去宣称他们是穆斯林。
See, this is wisdom. This is not because they were coward. No, this is wisdom.
这并不是他们很胆小，而是他们的智慧。
Next year, Hajj.
隔年这个朝觐的时间又到了。
1 year, Mus'ab ibn Umair is far away from the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. This is terrible for him.
那穆萨呢，就是1年的时间，整整他要离开了先知穆罕默德，对他来讲是一件很糟糕的事情。
He used to be with the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ every day.
他以前都是每天跟他在一起的，
Then 1 full year away from him.
然后现在一整年都没有见到他。
Remember, I told you before about Anas ibn Malik. Remember? Anas ibn Malik, one of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in Medina later. Anas ibn Malik is the one that when he is talking to us about the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, you could feel who is the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Anas ibn Malik was the servant of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ.
就阿纳斯 ibn Malik，他是先知穆罕默德的一个仆人。
And remember, I told you about Anas ibn Malik once. He was, putting the water for the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to make the ablution. And then the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he felt that there are drops of water on his head.
他有一次在倒水帮先知穆罕默德让他做小净，就先知就发现他的头上好像有水滴下来。
So then the Prophet Muhammad So the Prophet Muhammad looked at Anas ibn Malik. He said, Maliki ya Unais. You know, the Prophet Muhammad used to pick up special names to his companions. You know, Anas. Unais is small Anas. So this is, you know, that cute Anas.
他就先知报道，他就会用一些昵称，他说小安娜斯。
See how the Prophet Muhammad how he talks to his companions.
就是他跟他弟子之间的称，就是很亲密。
He looked at Anas. He said, Maliki ya Unais. Why are you crying?
他说小安娜斯，你怎么在哭啊？
Listen what Anas said. He said, Ya Rasulullah, tuhishuni min al-isha'i ila al-fajr. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I miss you from Isha to Fajr.
他说阿拉的使者啊，我从伊莎到Fajr都在想念你，
Because it is long time.
因为他觉得很长，
It is long time away from the Prophet Muhammad.
长一段时间没有在先知的身边。
Have we ever seen such love before?
我们以前有看过这样的爱吗？
He said, Ya Rasulullah, I miss you from Isha to Fajr.
他说我这段时间都在想你，
And I remember paradise.
然后我就想起了天堂。
I remember that you will be in the upper level in Al-Firdaus al-A'la. And I don't know where I will be.
那你会在天堂的最顶端，那我不知道我会在哪里。
So I remember that I will not be able to see you again.
那我就想到说，我不能再见到你了，
So I'm crying.
所以我就掉下眼泪。
See, they are thinking of that time after death that we will be away from the Prophet Muhammad. This is terrible.
他们想到说死了以后就会离开了远离先知穆罕默德，实在是这样的日子实在是太苦了。
See how the companions of the Prophet Muhammad how they used to deal with him.
你可以知道他的弟子们是怎么样去对待他的。
Anyway, then the Prophet Muhammad he told Anas, he told him that he told him where you find me and how to be with me. This is another thing we will talk about.
那先知就跟他讲说，你可以在哪里看到我？那这个以后再讲。
We go back to Mus'ab ibn Umayr.
那我
One
来讲
full year away from the Prophet
穆
Muhammad.
萨一整年都离开先知穆罕默德。
And those 12 people who put their hand in the hand of the Prophet Muhammad, they miss him so much.
那12个当初跟先知穆罕默德握手的人，他们也很想念先知。
And those who believe in Islam, who became Muslims, they didn't yet see the Prophet Muhammad. They want to see the Prophet Muhammad.
那一些刚入教的穆斯林呢，他们也没有见过先知穆罕默德，他们想跟他见一面。
So they said, it is time for Hajj, let us go back to Mecca.
所以那时候是朝觐的时间到，他们说，那我们就回到麦加，来去麦加。
So they went to Mecca.
所以大家都去了麦加。
But did they go alone?
他们有单独去吗？
No, they went with a lot of other disbelievers from Medina. They were going for Hajj in Mecca, for business and Hajj and so on.
就是说麦地那还有很多不信道的人跟他们一同去到麦加这个地方，就是去朝觐啊，去做生意。
How many Muslims they were?
那时候几个穆斯林，
They were 73.
有73个穆斯林，
See, 12 people.
原本12个人，
In 1 year,
一年
they brought 73, but not 73 Muslims like us. No, 73 real Muslims.
73个穆斯林不是像我们这样子的，他们是货真价实、名副其实的穆斯林。
Do you know why I'm saying real Muslims?
为什么说他们是名副其实的穆斯林？
Imagine those 73 Muslims, they were with the group of Medina people going to Mecca. None of them in the whole trip, none of those disbelievers knew that those 73 are Muslims.
就是说他们73个跟那些不信道的那个麦地那的人要到麦加的沿途呢，那些不信道的人都不晓得说他们这73个人就是穆斯林。
Today, if there is a secret between two, what is the percentage that this secret will remain a secret?
其实我们如果两个之间有个秘密的话，那这个秘密可以维持是秘密多久？
Maybe 5%.
可能大概5%的一个机会。
And then we say that no, it's okay, no problem. Actually, even if Sultan told me something, even if I say it to Kamal, no problem. I know that Kamal will not say it to others.
那就是说，是他跟我讲什么事情，我跟卡玛说没关系啊，因为我知道卡玛不会说出去。
And then Kamal say it to Yusuf, but anyway, I know that Yusuf will not say it to anyone.
那卡玛跟约瑟说，反正我知道约瑟会跟人家去说。
What kind of secret is this?
那这还有什么秘密可言？
And sometimes we even judge on behalf of the person who told us the secret.
甚至于呢，人家跟我们讲的秘密，我们自己还会去判断说这个是不是秘密。
Like Brother Sultan, for example, he told me that, actually I'm planning to buy a car, for example.
比方说，布拉斯山说我打算要去买一辆车，
But I don't want anyone to know before I buy the car.
但是我还没有买之前，我希望不要有人知道。
But then I say, okay, anyway, no problem. Then tomorrow tomorrow Yusuf come to sell his car to Sultan.
然后呢，我就说没关系，然后就隔天呢，Yusuf就跑来说他车子想要卖给 Sultan。
I decided that the car of Yusuf is good for Sultan.
就是说呢，我自己决定了，我认为说 Yusuf 的车子很适合 Sultan 来开。
And of course, I already told Yusuf the whole story about Sultan, how he will buy the car and how much money he has to buy the car and what kind of car and then what kind of secret is this?
那我就跟 Yusuf 讲过呢，Sultan 他要买什么样的车啊，他有多少预算啊，属都知道。那这样还算什么秘密
73 people, none of them say a word about what? Not about the car, about Islam, about changing the belief totally.
那73个人呢，没有一个人就是说出口说他们已经改变了他们的信仰。
And walking on foot from Medina to Mecca, it takes like 10 to 12 days on foot to arrive. Why? For making money? No. For making some business? No. For getting some title, some position, some job? No. For what? To see the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi
从
wasallam.
麦地那徒步旅行到麦加，大概要10到12天。他们没有为其他的目的，就是为了要见到先知穆罕默德。
So, can you imagine that they heard a lot about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They loved him so much only because they heard about him.
他们呢非常的敬爱先知穆罕默德，因为他们听了很多关于他的事情。
Of course, we didn't see the Prophet Muhammad. Many of us, maybe all of us, didn't see the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or all of us. None of us saw the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in person, and we love him.
我们大家都没有见过先知穆罕默德，但是我们还是很敬爱他。
But is it the same love that they did?
但是我们对他的敬爱跟他们当时人是一样的吗？
It is not the same.
是不一样的。
They arrived to Mecca.
他们到了麦加，
The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he already knew that they are coming because there were some spies between them. He already knew, so he arranged the time, which is Ayyam al-Tashriq, which is after Hajj, which is like 12, 13, Dhul Hijjah is the 12th month. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam already arranged the time to meet those 73.
那先知穆罕默德已经先得到这个密报，那所以说呢，他就在朝觐结束之后，大概是12月12号到13号的时候，他就特别安排了要去见这73个人。
And actually, there is a very big reason for those 73 to go to Mecca.
那事实上，那73个要去麦加有个很大的原因
Do you know what is it?
是什么吗？
They were going there to bring with them the Prophet Muhammad.
他们想要去那里接先知穆罕默德去麦地那住。
They were saying that how come the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he is being attacked and tortured and suffering in Mecca, and we are sitting in Medina. We can protect him in Medina, and he can be with us in Medina. Let us go and bring him.
他说先知穆罕默德在麦加那边被人家攻击，被人家这个迫害，那我们在麦地那生活过得很好，那我把他接过来的话，我们就可以保护他在这里好好生活。
See, they were unable to stay away from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam while they still didn't see him.
就是说他们还没见到先知穆罕默德，他们就是已经没有办法，就是跟他分开。
So they went there, and when it was the time, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he went to see them at the same place, which is Al-Aqaba, and there was the second bay'ah. Bay'ah means the agreement. It was the second bay'ah with those 70 or 73.
就他们见面之后呢，他们就签了第二项协议，跟那73个人。
So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he went there, but who was with him this time? Also Al-Abbas, his uncle, was with him.
那先知穆罕默德他去到这边呢，他的那个伯父阿巴斯跟他同行。
Al-Abbas that time was not yet Muslim,
阿巴斯当时还没有成为穆斯林，
but he was supporting and protecting the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi
不过他有在支持保护先知穆罕默德。
wasallam. And listen what happened. They say when it was the time for the meeting, we start to go to Al-Aqaba 2 by 2, 1 or 2, 1 or 2.
就是说他们时间一到的话，他们73个人就是两个，一次去，一次只有2个人去。
They didn't go all of them together. Where are you going? We are going to meet the Prophet. No. 1 or 2, until all of them, they arrived there.
他们就分批前往，那就没有一群人去，然后到所有人都到齐为止。
So their people, the disbeliever people from Medina, they didn't know because 2-2 they were going, and the people in Mecca, they didn't know also.
不管是麦加或麦地那的不知道的都不晓得。
So Al-Abbas, he was the one who started talking before the Prophet Muhammad.
阿巴斯在先知还没有开口之前，他就先讲话。
What did Al-Abbas say? Of course, for them, they said that, Ya Rasulullah, those Muslims from Medina, they said, Ya Rasulullah, we come for the bay'ah, we come for the agreement, and to take you with us to go and live in Medina.
那其实3个麦地那的人，他们说呢，阿拉使者，我们这边来是跟你签协议，而且要接你到麦地那去住。
Because the Prophet Muhammad all the time, he was asking for what? He was saying, the Prophet Muhammad he was saying, is there anyone who will accept to protect me? No need to become Muslim. Is there anyone who will accept to protect me because I want to spread Islam and my people, they don't allow me?
那先知穆罕默德他一直在常在做的这个请求呢，就是说呢，有没有任何人要保护我，要让我能够安心的去传道？那他不要成为穆斯林都没关系。
Now listen to this. Those people in Medina, they came. They said, Ya Rasulullah, we came for the agreement and to take you with us.
那这麦地那就说，我们来这边跟你签协议，要带你去麦地那。
Who told here? Al-Abbas.
那阿巴斯就他的这个
The uncle of the Prophet Muhammad, he was not Muslim yet.
先知的伯父还不是穆斯林，他就开口了。
He looked at those people, the people in Medina, he said, My nephew, you know who is he.
他跟那麦地那说呢，你知道我的侄子是谁？
And you know that for all of these years here, no one could touch him.
你知道呢，这几年下来，没有人动得了他在这里，
And no one will be able to touch him. We know how to protect him.
就是没有人可以动得了他，因为我们知道我们可以保护他。
Remember, this one who's talking is not Muslim.
这个讲这句话的人，他当时还不是穆斯林。
If you are able to support him, you will lose your money and some people will be killed from you. But you will go to paradise. The one who's talking is not Muslim.
他说，如果你要保护他的话，你们会就损失一些金钱，然后有些人可能会损失丧失了这个生命，但是你们可以上天堂。
If you are able to do it, then do it and you will go to paradise. If you are unable to do it, say it now.
他说，你有办法做到的话，你就可以上天堂；但是你做到发现自己做不到的话，你现在要先讲清楚。
Then Al-Bara, one of those 70 in Medina, he talked.
那伯拉就是73个里面其中一个，他就讲话了。
He said, we never say something we are unable to do it.
我们做到的是，我们说的话一定都做得到，
So we are able to protect him.
所以我们有能力保护他。
And we have no problem to lose money. We have no problem to lose people from us to protect him.
我们呢，为了要保护他呢，就是损失一些金钱，或是让几个人牺牲生命都没关系。
Then while he was talking, then one person, his name is Abu Haytham, he stopped Al-Bara while Al-Bara was talking.
阿伯拉在讲的时候，另外一个阿布开场就是把他打住了。
He said, Ya Rasulullah, he said, there is an agreement between us and Yahud and the Jewish people.
他跟他说阿拉的使者，我们跟那个犹太人呢有签这个协议。
Now when we agree with you, Jew people, they will attack us.
如果说我现在跟你签协议的话，犹太人就会开始来攻击我们。
And listen to this. Listen to this. And we know that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will bring victory to you, Muhammad
那我
sallallahu
们
alayhi
知
wa
道
sallam.
说阿拉会给你穆罕默德带来胜利。
So when you get the victory, listen to this. See they are coming for what? See they are coming for what? When you get the victory, will you, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, will you leave us and go back to your people and leave us alone, or you will be with us?
他说，当你得到胜利的时候呢，你会离开我们，放下我们不管，然后回到你的族人那里，还是说你会继续跟我们生活在一起？
See what they care. They care that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will stay with them as long as he is alive.
他们呢很在乎的是说，只要先知穆罕默德还活着的话呢，都会一直跟他们住在一起。
The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Bal ad-dam al-hadm al-hadm." This is one phrase in Arabic that he said, "I will be with you. What is happening to you will happen to me. What will happen against you will happen against me." He said, "Antum minni wa ana minkum." You are from me and I am from you.
那这是一句阿拉伯谚语，那先知穆罕默德就说呢，我会跟你们在一起，那换在你身上的事情就会换在我身上，然后你又受到什么伤害，那我又受到什么伤害，那我们就是一起的。
أحارب من حاربتم وأسالم من سالمتم. I fight against those you fight, and I have agreement with those you have agreement with.
就是说你攻打谁，我就跟着去攻打谁；你跟谁签协议的话，我就跟谁签协议。
Then the Prophet Muhammad start to talk before al-bay'ah, before shaking the hands with him.
那先知穆罕默德就在跟握手之前就先讲了一些话。
He said, now listen to this. تبايعونني على السمع والطاعة. He said, and this is the first part the Prophet Muhammad he asked for. He said, you agree to listen to me and to obey me.
先知穆罕默德他的第一个条件就是说呢，你们同意要听我的话，而且同意我的做的事情。
في النشاط والكسل, no matter you are active or you are lazy, no matter you are sick or you are tired or you are active and energetic, you must, this is what the Prophet Muhammad is saying, you must listen to me and obey me.
就不管你是在顺境或是逆境，你都要听我的话，要遵从我。
Today, are we listening and obeying the Prophet Muhammad?
那反观我们自己，我们现在呢有去听先知穆罕默德的话，有去遵从他吗？
This was the first condition for the Prophet Muhammad to go with them. Otherwise, he's not going.
那先知穆罕默德要跟他同意跟他们走的第一个条件就是这个。
So today, if we are not listening and not obeying the Prophet Muhammad, then he's not with us.
那如果说今天我们没有去听先知穆罕默德的话，没有去效法他的盛行的话，那表示先知穆罕默德他并没有与我们同在。
Then, وَالنَّفَقَةِ فِي الْعُسْرِ وَالْيُسْرِ, and to spend, to donate, to pay, no matter you have enough or you have little. Each one pay according to what he has, but you have to support.
那再来的话，不管是你是有钱，还是说你的能力有限，反正就是要根据你自己的能力，你必须要去施舍，要去捐献，然后来就是支持我们所做的事情。
وعلى الأمر بالمعروف والنهي عن المنكر, and to enjoin good deeds and forbid bad deeds.
而且你们要去做善事，然后要去禁绝恶事、坏事。
وتقول الحق لا تخافوا في دين الله لومة لائم, and you say the truth, no matter it is against who. You say it for the sake of Allah.
就是不管说你把这个实话一说出来，不管你会得罪多少人的话，只要你是为阿拉的话，你都要有勇气说出实话。
وأن تنصروني وتمنعوني, and to support me and to protect me from others who are attacking me.
那你们要去支持我，要去保护我，不要受那些迫害我的人的这个伤害。
See, after this, the Prophet Muhammad said, وَلَكُمُ الْجَنَّةِ, and you will go to paradise.
先知穆罕默德讲完之后呢，他就说了，如果你这个做到的话，你们就一定上天堂。
The companions of the Prophet Muhammad, when they heard this, all of them, they stand up, they say, Al-Jannah, and they put their hands. Paradise, then it is a very good deal.
那些他的这些弟子呢，他一听到天堂这两个字，他们就很高兴，然后就起来跟他握手，这是一个非常好的一个交易。
Then the Prophet Muhammad, he looked at them, he said, pick up 12 people from all of you 73.
那先知穆罕默德说，你们73个人选12个人出来。
So they chose 12 people to be their leaders.
所以他们就选了12个人来当领导。
So the Prophet Muhammad, he looked at those 12, he said, you are in charge of those 73. You will teach them, and I am in charge of all others. You are in charge of those 73. Means you are talking on behalf of those 73, and I am talking on behalf of my people in Mecca.
那他就说呢，你们12个人呢，就是代表这73个人来发言。那么我呢，我代表麦加的这些穆斯林来发言。
So the Prophet Muhammad then he said, leave, and Mus'ab ibn Umayr goes back to them. So those 12, they were 12 teachers to teach those 73, to teach the rest of those 73. And all of them, they were the people of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to spread Islam. From those 73, we will see tomorrow inshallah, because of those 73, all وصل اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته